Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Now let's talk to Char about Morveg. The old Crusader looks anxious and disoriented. Yes, has something happened? Hand over Morveg's talisman. Morveg is dead. The color drains from Char's face. He takes the straw figure with his shaking fingers. His mouth twists unpleasantly, as if the old man is about to start sobbing. The knight looks at you with horror. The old warrior drops to his knees, slowly and awkwardly, with apparent difficulty. My boy. But how? What happened? You don't blame yourself. You can't always make decisions for your wards. Morveg did what his heart desired. It's a shame he died, but if you had restricted him, he would never have been happy. But Morveg was so young. He knew so little about life. The old have a responsibility to the young, but I could not overcome the influence his homeland's bloody beliefs had over his heart. The sword, that darn weapon of Gorham, where is it? Do you have it? It must be destroyed. The war devours our souls, and Gorham, its lord, watches over it all with indifference. I technically don't have it, because I did sell it last episode, by accident. But we're going to pick option 1. This is a relic of my god. Destroying it would be sacrilege. But don't worry, I can handle it. The old man gives you a long, doubtful look. Finally, he lowers his head. You are right. If it were anyone else, I'd call them a cocky cretin with a death wish. But you, I believe you really can handle this terrible thing. As long as it remains in your hands, I can set my worries aside. I know how difficult it can be to keep yourself in check when war is raging around you, when your comrades are dying. Your deed will not go unnoticed. The ever-bright Crusaders will tell of your wisdom. They will tell all Mendev that you did not allow war to enslave your mind.
I'll go ahead.
Well, I kind of regret going Gorham with this character. I mean, it fits the glory part, but he's not as bloodthirsty as Gorham worshippers are typically depicted. And because I have another character that's probably going to worship Gorham when I play through the game as him, so it's also a little redundant. Today, Airbeth looks unusually lively. Her eyes are shining again, which you haven't seen since the battle for the Lost Chapel. Saluting you, she stands at attention. Commander, forgive me for bothering you with a personal matter, but I just want to say how grateful I am to you. During the attack on Dresden, I did not exactly cover myself in glory. You had every reason to throw me out of the army, or send me to the condemned. Yet you supported me. You helped me regain my footing, and continue to fight. You will not regret this decision. I swear, I'll never again let the Crusaders down. Neither by my actions, nor by my words, nor by my thoughts. I'll be loyal to the Crusade to the end. Option 3. I'm glad you feel better now. Thank you, Commander. Airbeth smiles. I've conquered my inner demons, and I get back to fighting the real kind. Commander, unexpected reinforcements have arrived. Not from the Queen this time. These are volunteers. The new arrivals are highly suspicious characters. They're pale-skinned under the hooded cloaks they wear, and they have fangs that, I'll admit, put mind to shame. They say demons are their enemies. They believe that the new commander of the Crusade, a Dampier, will be reasonable enough to accept their help. Let them join the army. Oh, is this unique to the Dampier? Do I get vampires in my army? Yeah, I stand ready to accept them. As you say, Commander, the recruits will be at your disposal shortly. Now will you look at that, Don Quixote? Early Sunset smiles wryly. Allow me to introduce Hell Five Knives. I can introduce myself just as well. The disheveled dark-haired man weighed down with weapon salutes you. Name's Kel. People call me Five Knives. I'm a free man from Cheliax. I'm a robber and a brigand. Quite a famous one, too. Renowned for robbing Chilaxian nobles and allegedly giving most of the stolen goods to the poor. A secret fan of mine, are you, Feathers? Let me talk to the commander, and then I might be kind enough to sign an autograph for you. Cal turns his eyes on you. If you judge me by Chilaxian laws, I really am a criminal. But I swear that my lads and me have never harmed a good and honest man. Sure, we've taken things, only from people who were slaves of devils or just plain scoundrels. As for the people we gave our spoils to, they all needed help. That was downright criminal of us, huh? I spit on any law that says so. What brings you here, Kel Five Knives? Things are getting a little too cramped in Cheliax for me and my gang. The local sleuths have been hunting us for a long time, and they'd ferreted out our best hideouts. Caught some people, I think there's an extra word there, who helped us and sympathized with us. I didn't want to put any more lives at risk. We discussed it, and we decided to put our daggers to good use somewhere far away. And who's even worse than people who bow and scrape before devils? Demons, of course. Back in the day, we would have been caught dead fighting alongside crusaders. We knew all about them and their self-righteous ways. But then we heard a rumor about the new commander, how he was better than all the rest put together, that the new commander understood the difference between demanding discipline and demanding folk lick your boots. That's why we came. Let us join, Commander. We want to fight for you alongside the other free crusaders. Who am I to drive you away from the righteous path? Join us and fight the demons to your heart's content. Good then. My lads needn't have worried. I told them you were the real deal. Hey, Commander. Are you gonna make me a knight or what? I love to see the faces of the Chilaxian big shots, and they find out that old Five Knives is a sir and a crusader, free or otherwise. Yep, seen the Song of Elysium. Only knight allies... You know what, I might start picking option 2. I hereby knight you and your friends as crusaders, Sir Kel Five Knives. I used to pick this one because I thought I was going to play the song, but it didn't last time when I knighted the treants. Let me go with 2 instead. I hereby knight you and your friends as crusaders, Sir Kel Five Knives. Grab your weapons, take a gulp, beat the demons to a pulp. Early sunset sighs heavily, but says nothing. Will do. Well then, so long, Commander. I'll go let my lads know we'll be moving in here. Well, not into the Citadel itself. So I want to see if the decree that we unlocked from the Fang of Malice is still available. It is not. Alright, so I do have to buy that back, I guess, to select the decree. Whether the fallen knight Melander Lins was a tragic hero or a sinful traitor, he certainly was a powerful wizard, and part of his magical force is still enclosed in his emblem. By placing it on an item, masters can set this magic free and use it for good or for evil. You just need to decide what its place is. I'm interested in the belt, so let's do that. The commander servants have carried out the decree. A group of officials from Nerosian is on its way to Dresden. They want to inspect how the crusade is organized. What kind of welcome should they receive? We'll go with... Go bring them to the front lines. That sounds fun. I'll bring the officials to the front lines. Sela escorted the committee to the front lines, where the pampered bureaucrats were forced to learn of the hardships of military life firsthand. Having gotten caught up in a surprise attack and personally witnessed the demon's brutality, the inspectors swore to supply the army with everything it may need, and do so diligently. They who do not seek to know their enemy and fail to forge new paths to victory will inevitably fall. The secret of success lies in officers' steadfast focus on strategy, the ability to learn from past experiences, the preparation of soldiers for future battles. And then strengthening diplomatic connections. Financing a crusade is a costly process. The diplomatic council has to come up with new tricks to preserve the friendship of countries and nobility, sponsoring the commander's army. Raising heroes. An army of thieves wish to join the crusade. Among the crusaders, they can let go of their dishonorable habits and become true heroes. Sure. Alright, we're gonna go rest up, and then I'm gonna go buy back the Fang of Malice. Just so we have that decree on hand. I'm not gonna use it. Why are mortals always striving to become rich? The world is so interesting, so full of things to dream of. But lots of people think only of money. You dream about pies in the sky, it doesn't cost a thing. If you want to make your dream come true, you need to put some money on the table. My commander, upon hearing word of your victory in the Battle of Dresden, many leaders in Avestan have considered taking a more active supporting role in the crusade. Fighting demons in the name of saving the world is a prestigious endeavor, especially when the war is going well. The one whose help is accepted first will increase their standing in the political arena, which is why the powers are now competing for the right to conclude an alliance with Mendev before their rivals do. Rosian has already chosen which of them is to be favored. Eisger. We've been building an alliance with that nation for a long time. Now the capital is expecting you to address the steward of Eisger with an official offer to support you. Lastwall is Mendev's most trusted ally. If we were to ask someone for support, it should be them, the Shining Crusade. What say we invite the Sword Lords of Brevoy to this party? The righteous Mendevian knights just love those hot-headed provincials who will draw their weapons and challenge you to a duel with the drop of a hat. And get this, they win such duels. Rosian will be ecstatic to have allies like these, and I hope the demons will enjoy their company as well. Just as a note, we happen to have a neighbor who's got barely any presence in the crusade. I'm talking about Numeria. It's believed to be too wild and barbaric to have any dealings with. How about we show everyone how wild and barbaric tribes can fight, and invite them to play a bigger part in our war? Everyone who wanted to come, because they listened to their heart already, are here already. Time to call those who listen to their purse. We'll drop a line to the Vrisian cities, tempt them with some nice spoils, and loads of savvy folks will come running. Why does Nerosian decide whose help I should accept? Because you are, with all due respect, one of Her Majesty's subjects. Lady Konomi's voice grows sterner, but after a moment, subsides into a more confiding tone. Because it took great effort for Mendev's diplomatic corps to win Eisger over and show you receive their help. Are you confident that the allies you choose yourself will be as reliable? We can't call everyone for help. I wish we could, but we can't. That's such a stupid, shoehorned reason. The Chilaxians and their colonies can't stand the Andorans. Multhun is at war with Nermathas. Nadal and Lastwall are daggers drawn, and all of them envy the wealth of Absalom, protest against the godlessness of Druma, and fear the revolutionary plague of Galt. They can tolerate each other in small doses, but an official letter from the commander summoning one of the nations to assist the crusade will do. Or will lead to, shall we say, an eruption of toxic volcanoes across half of the courts of Avestan. I'm afraid you'll have to choose which of your allies is most desirable to you. Let's see what the council has to say. Lady Konomi's voice turns silken and somewhat condescending. Commander, we both realize that Mendev's political interests lie beyond the competence of this council. The decision has already been made, in the capital. Nerosian has shown courtesy and concern for your authority by allowing you to implement the decision yourself. I trust my own council more than the royal council. Indeed. What could Her Majesty's most loyal servants possibly know about diplomacy? Let us listen to the council. Social. Why do you suggest we accept Last Wall's aid? The Shining Crusade of Last Wall and Mendev have much in common. We protect Larian from demons. They fight the undead and the legacy of Tar Bafan, the Whispering Tyrant. Like us, Last Folk are used to eternal war. They're persistent, vigilant, know how to oppose baleful magic. Their swords will aid us on the front lines, and the watchful eye of their Inquisitors will do us much good on the home front, where the spies of the Ivory Labyrinth roam. Woljif grimaces an annoyance. Yeah, we clearly don't have enough of our own righteous boars. Let's bring more from Last Wall. War dogs and snobs, the lot of them. They'll barge in here and demand that everyone toe the line. Darren, what benefit do the Sword Lords offer us? A whole slew of benefits. We'll see some fresh blood in this war. Poke the oh-so formal Neurosian with a stick. Recruit excellent fighters, proud as peacocks, just begging for a chance to prove themselves. And besides, this alliance can be easily arranged. Darren smiles wistfully. I used to take private fencing lessons from a certain Sword Lord of high standing. Fencing didn't work out, but her lesson was gorgeous. Darren, isn't this going a little far? We can't make decisions of such importance just because you had an affair with a Brevin. Lan, you think Numeria will join us? If we treat them as equals, they will. They may be barbarians by the standards of lands like Mendev, but nobody can call them cowards. And many of them are descendants of the Sarkorians who fled to their Kelid kin in Numeria. We'll remind them about the time they were wronged by the demons. Whole clans of Avengers will answer the call. Lan, you're so passionate about finding new friends. Together you will, let's see, sit by the bonfire, play some dissonant musical instruments, pick your teeth with knives. What else do savages do for fun? We dance around naked, obviously. Sorry I can't bring you along. They'll make fun of me for having such a scrawny friend. There's a reason why Numeria hasn't been invited to join the Crusade. Needless to say, I personally do not share this prejudice against them, but not all sovereigns of Avestan feel the same way. Some will find it beneath them to be involved in the same crusade as barbarians. Woljif, tell me more about the advantages of a partnership with Varisia. Varisia is a real frontier, the land of the free. Adventurers of all stripes go there to seek their fortune. The sailors there aren't scared of going after sea dragons and krakens, and the thugs, they're not scared of anyone or anything whatsoever. Those daredevils fear no demon. That's exactly the kind of guts we need. Are we looking for allies or henchmen? Even I'm aware that Varisia is a realm of gangs and self-willed despotism. I just crawled out from under a rock, you know. Lady Kanomi, what sort of help can we expect from Eisger? Eisger is a nation locked in a constant territorial struggle with goblin tribes. Countless battles have tempered their army, taught them not to fear losses, and granted experience in both the military craft and the cultivation of untamed lands. Their formidable combat sorcerers would be of great use to Dresden. Would you not agree? There is, however, another reason to pursue an alliance with them. Eisger is a protectorate of Cheliax. With such a mighty patron at their back, they have no shortage of resources or troops. By establishing friendly relations with Eisger, we can strengthen our ties with a powerful neighbor in the south. The value of such an alliance is indisputable. Lady Kanomi, I do not doubt that only your innate modesty forbids you from mentioning the innumerable bribes received by Neurosian diplomats for facilitating this alliance. I imagine Cheliax was most generous. However, among the funds that make their way into our army's coffers, I could not spot a single coin of Chelaxian mintage, so why should we help you? I've made my decision. It's my hope that your decision won't disappoint the Royal Council. What's Woljif doing on this council? I doubt he knows anything about politics and diplomacy. I can see that his tiefling possesses a keen mind, and the most important trait in politics, a complete lack of conscience. He'd make a terrible leader, but prove useful to you as an advisor. Yep, I traded my conscience for a cherry roll back when I was a kid. Hey, what do you mean, terrible? think I'm going to go with Darren's option here. It'd be cool to see the Sword Lords involved as well. So Darren, send delegates to the Sword Lords. Splendid. I'll refresh my old contacts and pleasant memories. I won't detain you any longer, Commander. I need time to resolve the scandal your decision will cause in the capital. Once it subsides, I'll assemble the diplomatic council once more. Yeah, I really don't like Konomi. Oh hey, what's going on, Bismuth? Captain Odin salutes you and looks over the military council intently. Our intelligence was correct. Korimzada's host marches on Dresden. In his position, the wisest course of action upon reaching the walls would be to lay siege and wear down our forces with nuisance raids. However, my experience tells me that he will act differently. There's going to be a full-on assault, a decisive display of his power. When the enemy moves in on our position, we must meet them with a hail of arrows from the walls, gaining the full advantage of our superior defensive position. To prepare our army for this battle, I propose to pass a reform and increase the presence of ranged troops in our ranks. I believe light-armed slingers, a great number of whom can be trained quickly, will be adequate for our purposes. And once the demons get to them, every one of those slingers will be slaughtered. I say we only recruit experienced, seasoned rangers who have traveled far and wide and know how to defend themselves in any situation. Captain Odin is correct to assume that our ranged troops can manage with light armaments. However, the troops themselves must be of exemplary quality to complete the task at hand. I suggest we pick the most adept archers we have, and have them undergo rigorous training so they become true marksmen. Why is Korimzada so intent on reclaiming Dresden? By capturing this city, we have gone on the offensive for the first time in decades. We have broken the established mold. That which is taken by demons rarely escapes their grasp. The liberation of Dresden could become a symbol of new hope for mortal kind, and Korimzada seeks to smother that hope in its cradle. Moreover, Dresden is a well-positioned foothold that threatens both the World Wound and Northern Mendev. Korimzada cannot fail to appreciate its significance. But there is also a more pragmatic reason. Back in the day, Korimzada planned to capture Dresden himself, but Minago beat him to it. If he takes it back now, he will finally have his glory, as well as further humiliating Minago. How's that a more pragmatic reason? That's a more emotional reason. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. Everyone looks at you expectantly. Why Rangers, Sela? We can't bolster our ranks with hunters and shepherds who can shoot an arrow but don't know anything about melee combat. War is not as shooting partridges out of the sky. Demons could easily break through our ranks and attack our archers. And what happens then? A massacre that'll leave us digging graves for a bunch of boys and girls. Rangers, on the other hand, spend their whole lives traveling. They know what it's like to rely on no one but themselves. They're battle-hardened, and they can wield both the bow and blade to fend off a dangerous foe, if need be. In worrying about the lives of individual soldiers, which might put their safety above expediency. The price of defeat will be the loss of the entire army, not just a few soldiers. Regil, tell me more about snipers. We take 100 archers and work them to the bone. In time, we'll discover a dozen with real talent. They must be able to remain completely focused on their combat objective, taking out one opponent after another. And the infantry's duty is to shield such valuable assets from any attacks, with their bodies, if necessary. Captain Odin, can slingers compare to experienced archers? Of course not. A sling is not an accurate weapon, but it is cheap and easy to learn. Slingers training is inexpensive and brief. Any commoner can pick up the basics, and will be able to bring a large number of ranged troops onto the battlefield. The numbers will compensate for their lack of skill. Sela's expression darkens. Untrained, practically unarmed peasants in the rear. A perfect target. Everything is clear to me now. Your advisors nod respectfully in response to your words. And I want snipers. Especially since it's going to upgrade all the ones that I currently have in my army. Yeah, I prefer to strengthen the army with snipers. Reginald nods silently. Hope these measures will be enough to repel Crimson's onslaught. And if not, those who come to take our place will learn from our mistakes and fare better. Well, I sure hope so. Alright, let's go buy the Fang of Malice back,
As it should.
and then we'll head back out of Dresden. See where adventure takes us next. Also need to move my army further to the south to intercept that one army that's attacking one of my forts. I don't know what happens if I lose a fort. I'm assuming the demons take it back over and it'll start spawning armies again. And I just have to go back and reclaim it. And I also don't remember who I sold the Fang of Malice to. If it was Wilser or if it was Aricino. Oh, this is the wrong place. There we go.
You know what to do.
I do wish I could bounce up in the city. It would make things a little faster. I wonder if that's a technical limitation since you can't... Oh, you can cast other abilities in the city. Yeah, I don't know why I can't mount up. Did I sell it to Wilser?
I know the way.
Guess I missed it.
No mistakes.
I mean, this is technically a waste of time, because again, I'm never going to use that weapon. No one in my party uses great swords. But I want to see what the decree will change it into. Let's do this A to Z. Who did I sell it to? I have no idea where it's at. Oh wait, no, I sold it to the person in the... Gosh darn it. That's right, I think I sold it to the merchant in Winter Sun. So I might just go there off camera and take care of that. It's a little too out of the way. It's a pretty good price for the clerics, I think, so let's go and recruit them as well. I cannot afford them. Oh, there's no space in this army. You down here. Set you up with the other army. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wait. What the heck is the, Oh, there they are. The marksman and the duelists look a little too similar for my liking. So it did drastically reduce the count. That's kind of lame. Just upgrade all my archers into marksmen, but they didn't. They got rid of most of them. That's annoying. Okay. Well, next turn I can make it to that. So you know what? Let's go ahead and see if we can burn a day. Then I'm going to go back to Winter Sun off camera, then teleport back to Dresden. Then we'll start from there in the next one. Alright, go take care of this army for me. I think it is getting to the point where I need to hire another general. Then to march these guys halfway across the continent just to do that. Yeah, they're a good ways off. Start sending these guys this way anyway. And then I'll probably look into hiring a general, maybe off camera. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Off camera, I'm gonna go to Winter Sun. I'm gonna grab the Fang of Malice, teleport back to Dresden, and then we'll probably just pick up from there. Let's have a quest here. Oh, that's right. I have to learn the identity of the mad half-elf woman. She's not gonna tell me anything. Alright, when I go there, I'm going to keep my eye out for another NPC. Maybe after we cleared or dealt with the quest and the village itself. Maybe someone else appeared that I missed. They had some information about the half-elf woman. So I'll just keep an eye out for that while I go and grab the sword. Well, we have a path open to this. Maybe I'll go take care of Greyboar's quest. This is the only one that doesn't have a timer. But he's also the only one that said, hey, if we don't do this in a certain amount of time, I'm going to leave, so... I do want to take care of that. Maybe that's what I'll do. Go to Winter Sun, grab the sword, go back to Dresden, swap out Greyboar and Rue Chalet. Then we'll start heading to Grimwood next. Just to get that taken care of. Either way, for now, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.